Once again, it's Alexi from Adventuregrapher here, and in this video we are going to take an in-depth look at Peak Design's everyday backpack and walk through all the pros and cons of it. This review is based on extensive real-life testing of both available sizes of the bag during several months and multiple trips in different countries and conditions. As always, I have not been paid to advertise or praise this product, and I will do my best to also cover all the negative aspects that many other reviewers seem to forget. As with almost all of Peak Design's products, this bag stands out quite a bit from the competition. It is available in 20 and 30 liter versions and in 4 different colors. It is absolutely loaded with features, even to the point that it actually has a pretty steep learning curve if you want to use the bag to its full potential. How can a bag have a learning curve, you might wonder? Well, you will see in just a minute, but first let's take a look at the build quality, weather sealing, and the looks of the bag. At the first glance, you can see that the bag looks extremely sleek with its minimalistic but at the same time kind of bold style. The bag's exterior is made of water-resistant nylon canvas that has a nice subtle looking texture and a premium feel. All the outside zippers are also waterproof and have a solid high quality feel to them. I have used the bag multiple times in very rainy conditions and I can say it holds up pretty well, but it's definitely not completely waterproof. There are ways for water to leak in the main compartment if the bag is not carefully closed, and after an extended period of time in heavy rain, the shell can start to soak through a bit. However, a light rain is nothing to worry about with this bag. For bigger rainstorms, you would prefer to use a separate rain cover. Every little detail of the everyday backpack screams quality. From the smooth custom metal parts to fine stitching details and multiple high-quality straps and handles, this bag is made to impress. As a cherry on top, Peak Design offers a full, hassle-free lifetime warranty for this bag, meaning that if any part of the bag becomes defective, it will be repaired or replaced by them. So from the quality standpoint, you can safely say this bag is as good as it gets. Let's next go through most of the main features of this backpack. There are 3 ways to access the main compartment: 2 zippered side openings and a locked flap opening on the top of the bag. The main compartment itself is extremely customizable with the really innovative divider inserts. The bags come with them pre-installed, but for the best fit for your personal needs, you might want to fine-tune them a bit. Annoyingly, it's surprisingly hard and time-consuming to figure out the best layout and attach the inserts perfectly symmetrically. However, when the initial setup is done, these dividers are, in my opinion, pretty amazing. They have folding flaps that make it possible to easily and instantly divide each compartment in, for example, 3 small compartments, or in 1 large and 1 small compartment, and so on, depending on your needs. This makes it possible to optimally organize multiple different gear combinations. It's also possible to create big or even huge compartments, so you can fit surprisingly big lenses or items in the bag without compromising the organization. The side access makes it extremely fast to access your gear instantly when you need it. You just swing the bag on one shoulder in front of you and open the zipper. This, however, leads us to the remark I made about a learning curve. It can take a lot of time and patience to build a habit of always packing your camera and specific lenses on the same side and also open it from the same side to get access to the right gear. You also need to do some planning if you want to limit the times you need to open both sides of the bag to swap lenses and so on. You want to also be extremely careful to always remember to close both sides after you pack the bag, or you will most likely drop your gear when you pick up the bag. Some people don't like it how the side flaps open towards you, so you need to use your hands or jaw to keep it out of your way. But for me, this hasn't been such a big issue, even though I was worried about it before I got the bags. The side pockets have zippers both on top and bottom, but I find it easier to always use the bottom ones. Compared to the top zippers, they make opening and closing the bag feel much more natural, while the shoulder side access is used. The top part of the main compartment is really good for bigger items like clothes. It is opened and closed with a mag latch clip that you need to first pull out and then down to release open. It's easy when you know how to do it, but it makes it harder for other people like thieves to open the bag. The size of the top part of the main compartment is actually adjustable, so if it's empty, you can close the clip tighter and fold the top excess part of the shell canvas inside the bag. On the other hand, you can also stuff a bulky jacket in the bag and use the topmost closing clip to make the bag a lot taller. There's also a small secret magnetically closed pouch inside the main compartment. This one is handy for storing small flat items like some spare emergency cash or a lens cap. In addition to the main compartment, the bag also has a zippered laptop sleeve compartment and 2 organization compartments inside the side flaps. The laptop sleeve can fit a 15-inch laptop, but it's really not very good for thick laptops that will make the bag feel bloated and uncomfortable against your back. The ideal companion for the 20-liter bag is a 13-inch or smaller thin Ultrabook, while the 30-liter version can comfortably fit a bigger modern 15-incher. But for carrying older and bigger laptops, I would look elsewhere. The laptop compartment also has a separate sleeve for a tablet or a drawing pad or similar flat items. There's also a very handy pouch for small items that you need quick access for. I use this pouch all the time, but I find it really annoying that it's just a single pouch without any organization compartments, so I have a trillion small random items forming a big mess in there. The side compartments, on the other hand, have many small pockets that make it easy to organize stuff like batteries, cables, USB sticks, hard drives, and memory cards. Both of these side areas are a bit different, which makes it more likely to find a fitting pocket for each item. These pockets and the whole compartment itself are a bit elastic, which also makes them more versatile. The only problem with these side compartments is that they are not that quick to access. For example, when your camera battery dies or memory card gets full and you'd like to swap them on the fly. To get to the side pockets, you need to turn the bag on its side, because when you open the side flap, you don't want your gear in the main compartment falling out. Then you need to also open 2 zippers and then close them when you are done. You also need to remember which item you are storing in which side. This means only a few extra seconds spent, but because of this I usually have 1 spare battery on the top pouch among all the small random items. On the outside of the bag there are also flexible side pockets that are good for carrying tripods, water bottles, and other similar items. Inside these pockets you can find straps that can be used to secure taller items or attach additional items on the outside of the bag. There are several attachment points for these straps on every side of the bag, so you will be only limited by your imagination. I rarely use these straps because using them effectively would require some practice and I don't really have a lot of need for them anyway. One side pocket also has a small leash with a Peak Design anchor connector pre-installed, so you can use it to quickly tether your keys or any other small item to the bag. Inside the side pockets you can also find a basic waist strap if you want to use one. This waist belt helps to take some of the weight away from your shoulders when the bag is packed full and heavy. For these moments, the bag also has a chest strap that is optimized for one-handed use. If you don't want to use it, it's also easy to turn vertically out of your way or detach completely. I really appreciate that all these extra straps are available, but when I don't want to use them, they stay completely out of sight and out of my way. Among other nice extra features, all the outside zippers have built-in theft protection clips. You can use these clips to make opening of the zippers a lot harder, which should deter any pickpockets. This feature is very handy and can give you a peace of mind while walking in crowded places with lots of valuable stuff inside your bag. Handling and carrying the bag is a joy thanks to 3 sturdy but smooth handles that sit on each side of the bag. It was a surprise for me that having multiple handles makes lifting up and carrying the bag so much more comfortable in several situations. There's also a luggage handle pass-through, which is a nice bonus while air traveling with other luggage. Some people have complained that the shoulder straps of the everyday backpack are not very padded, but for me this hasn't been a big issue. However, I wouldn't recommend packing this bag absolutely full of heavy stuff and taking it with you on a long expedition. The bag is not designed for that, and a proper hiking backpack will be more comfortable. But for everyday use and even day hikes, I find the Peak design pretty comfortable. So the bottom line is that, in my opinion, this Peak design bag is the most thought out and feature-packed, high-quality everyday bag on the market. It's super flexible, super customizable, and makes organization, yes, you called it, super efficient. In fact, it's so efficient that I'm constantly surprised how much stuff I can fit in this bag. Here are just some examples, but keep in mind that you don't necessarily want to pack this bag full of heavy stuff, as it can get a bit uncomfortable to carry for longer times while fully loaded. The main cons of the bag are its lack of fast access organization for small items, the long initial setup, and the steep learning curve before you get to enjoy all its advantages. It's also not a hiking bag, which should be pretty obvious because it's literally meant for everyday use. Needless to say, the bag also works nicely with Peak Design's own capture clip that I reviewed earlier. I intentionally didn't talk a lot about the differences between the 20 and 30 liter versions because they are really similar and have the same features. However, in real life use, the size difference is actually pretty noticeable. I think the 20 liter version fits average size and smaller guys more comfortably and looks a bit better on me, for example. It should also be a better fit for most women. For taller and bigger than average people, the 30 liter version is generally better. Fortunately, the bags also have some nice adjustment straps that help to ensure a better fit for any body type and both bags. From a gear standpoint, the 30 liter can more comfortably accommodate bigger lenses and full-size DSLRs, while the 20 liter is ideal for mirrorless setups with small and mid-sized lenses. But with proper planning, it can definitely fit some bigger setups as well. So if you need a bag that can fit all or almost all of your gear at the same time, the bigger one would be my choice. If you have another bag for that purpose and want this one for simple everyday use, the smaller one is a great option. If you still have any questions about this bag, please leave me a comment below the video. I'm more than happy to try and help you out. Feel absolutely free to also abuse the like, subscribe, and notification bell buttons. And if you intend to buy this bag or want additional information about it, there is a product link to Peak Design's site in the video description. Ja jos sä satut olemaan Suomesta, niin saitti, josta suosittelen tämän repun hankkimaan, on kameraliike.fi, josta saat tämän videon alla olevaa linkkiä käyttämällä alennuksen kaikista Peak Designin tuotteista. Tästä kiitoksena riittää, että painat myös mun kanavan tilausnappulaa videon alla. If you made it here all the way through the video and that little Finnish speaking sequence, well, thanks a lot for sticking around and I hope to see you in the next video as well.